Solid hardwood is one piece of hardwood from top to bottom. As you can see in the cross section here, this is one piece all the way throughout from top to bottom. Solid hardwood comes in different thicknesses. Typically, it's 3/4 of an inch thick, but it could be 5/8 is the lowest I've seen. Sometimes you'll see a 1/2 inch thickness of a solid hardwood, but 5/8 is a little more typical these days, but the most typical you'll see, the most prevalent is 3/4 inch solid hardwood. So that would be measuring from top to bottom. It's all one piece of wood, whatever the piece, the product is, the species, oak, maple, hickory. 3/4 inch all the way top to bottom. Now, solid hardwood, some differences between solid hardwood and engineered hardwood. Solid hardwood must be nailed or stapled down to a wood subfloor, okay? You shoot the nails or the staples typically right through the tongue at an angle, and that's how you install this. So typically, solid hardwood is not installed on concrete subfloors, concrete floors. There are some glues out there that do work with solid hardwood. They are very expensive. They're relatively new to the market. We don't even carry them because we're not 100% convinced that they are the right product to install solid hardwood with. We still go with the traditional nail down, staple down to a wood subfloor. Now, years and years ago, solid hardwood was installed by face nailing and putting nails right through the face. That's still done typically only around the perimeter of a room. Mostly there is a staple process now through a nail gun, which you can go out and rent if you don't want to buy and you're going to do this project yourself, where the staple actually goes through the tongue, as I said, and then it would go through the tongue, and then the next piece would click together, tongue and groove, and then you'd continue on through this tongue, and so forth throughout your job. So there are some installation differences between solid and engineered. Typically must be nailed or stapled, wood subfloor only for solid. Engineered, you can glue, you can staple, or you can float. You have your options. Now with solid hardwood, if you get a deep gouge, a deep scratch, something damages the floor itself, you have the option, and this is one of the great benefits of solid, you have the option of sanding the floor and refinishing it. The absolute great benefit of solid hardwood, it can be sanded and refinished typically multiple times. It's typically a job done by a professional, and they know just how deep to go to get that gouge out that you're looking for to replace or to fix. And they do a very good job of not taking too much off so that you can do it multiple times if you want. But if you have a deep gouge, a deep scratch, you want to change the stain color, you do have that opportunity to sand and refinish. Now, if the solid hardwood that you had in your home or your business had a hand scrape texture to it, if it gets sanded, remember, that hand scrape is going to be gone because they're going to take it down to a smooth, flat, level surface, and then they'll apply the stain. So a definite benefit is that it can be sanded and refinished. But keep in mind, with the sanding and refinishing comes a pretty good expense. Could be upwards of $2, $3 a square foot, some cases even more. Cost to you to get it sanded and refinished. It typically, they do have some newer ways of doing it now, but it typically is very messy, very dusty. Typically all the furniture in the home gets moved out. The job takes a few days, 2-3 days, and then all the furniture gets moved back in. So it is a process, but it is a great benefit to solid hardwood. There's no doubt about it. Solid hardwood is typically the most expensive flooring product, wood flooring product out on the market. People consider it the best of the best, and it's a great product. There's no doubt about it. But there are things you need to consider when you're buying solid. Because of the nature of the installation, because of shooting the nails into a wood subfloor, you do have the opportunity to see what we call cupping over time. Now, because of changes in humidity and temperature in your home and in the area you live, you will see the actual individual boards of wood expand and contract. Now, when they contract, you can see boards and I'll show you a little example of this, you can see boards tend to come apart a little bit. They're not going to come apart this much, but they will come apart a little bit, and they can cup. And you can see gaps in your floor where before that bevel was tight, the tongue and groove were tight, and maybe they came apart 1/4 of an inch or 3/8 of an inch or 1/2 an inch. It's something that happens due to changes in temperature and humidity. It's very possible that that could happen to you in your installation. Those are the main differences between engineered and solid. There really aren't a lot of other differences. They both, as I've said before, they both can have gloss finishes, they both can have textured hand scrape finishes, they both could have beveled edges. Any of the aesthetic features can be shared between the two of them. You really don't need to pick one of those two to get a specific species, or to get a natural hickory, or to get a 3-inch natural hickory. They're going to be available in either an engineered product or a solid product. Solid hardwood, its pluses and minuses. It's a great product, the best of the best, must be nailed down. One piece from top to bottom, can be sanded and refinished. Engineered hardwood, also a great product for those of you out there on concrete slabs that can't have the solid. If you want the real thing, this is it. There is no difference from looking above. Your friends will never know whether you have solid hardwood or engineered hardwood. If you have any other specific questions on differences between solid hardwood, engineered hardwood, and laminate, please feel free to give our customer service reps a call. We're standing by to answer your questions. We're always happy to help and answer any questions you may have. Thank you.